Hello, welcome to One Man and His Wood. Today I'm going to make a simple shelving unit for a customer. She's after a wall-mounted shelving unit which is ultimately a box with 3 shelves in. Here's a little diagram that she sent me, and she's also asked for a separate shelf as well. You can see those dimensions there. She's not too worried about the width of the piece, so I've looked around the workshop. Now I do have some oak, which is about 6 inches wide. I've got about 8 metres of this, but I think it's a bit heavy and it's also quite expensive. Oak has gone through the roof at the moment. I should know because I work in a timber merchant. So at work yesterday I got some Douglas joinery and I just milled this up. It's a lot lighter and a lot cheaper. The little video is here of me milling this up. And what I did was I took it down from 7 inch or 175 to 165 millimeters, which is about 6.5 inches. So I've got enough material here to start with. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use any nails or screws. I'm just going to use rebates on the sides and the top and bottom, and then just get all of the shelves just glued into those rebates, and just let the clamps do the work and the glue, and that will be strong enough. The only thing I need to do is, before I start cutting, make sure my cross-cut sled and my table saw are set and dialed in completely accurate, so everything's cutting at 90 degrees, and I'll take my time cutting the rebates. Here in the UK we don't have dado stacks, so I'll be using my 3mm blade to make several passes in order to make each rebate to hold the shelves and the top and bottom. So I'll just take my time, and then when it's ready, glue it up, and then think about staining it or putting some finish on to make it durable. So let's get going. Okay, so I'm starting by cutting up the sides. I've cut one length, just slightly oversized, and then butting them up together, cutting them both at the same time. And then the shelves, well, the overall width is 580. But because of the rebates, I worked out that they need to be 556 millimeters each. So I've got myself a stop block, trimming off the ends and then pushing up to the stop block. So I've got 5 identical shelves. And now just checking the width of these boards. They're approximately 22mm. So I'm just scoring the line on the ends with the calipers, and then working out where the other 3 shelves in the middle go. And then just setting up the blade to exactly 90 degrees using my digital angle gauge, and then using the calipers, setting the blade height to 10mm, putting little marks on the front of the board so I can see them while it's on the cross-cut sled, and then just nibbling away each rebate one at a time until I've got the fit that I need. This one fit okay. But what I want to do is really just stop shy of the rebate so that I can get a really nice tight fit, because I've still yet to sand all the pieces, and that will keep it nice and tight. Now I'm just making sure that both boards are the same, and then cut all the rebates on the second board. And then time to sand. I won't show you all the footage, but I started at 80 and went up to 180. And that's just doing all the pieces and the edges. And then I'm just cleaning up some of the rebates with a chisel before I start to glue it all up together. And then I decided I'm going to use these 32mm pin nails just to help with the glue up, so I'm not struggling to clamp it all in time. It'll help me to just secure each shelf in as I pop them into the rebates. as I offer this up, I'm just making sure that they sit in there nicely. I'm concentrating on the top, furthest away from the workbench, just that top bit there, just to get them nice and flush. And then when I flip it over, I'll be able to pop another pin nail in the other side. I'm not worried at the moment of keeping this square. That'll be when I put the last shelf on, the last side, sorry. That's when I'll be looking at keeping it all square, but if my rebate's alright, it shouldn't be too far out. So the pin nails helped just to make the glue up a bit easier, but now it's all about the clamps. They'll stay on for a few hours. And just hold this nice and tight just to get rid of any gaps, and just to let it set and keep it nice and square. So all the clamps I've got, including my neighbours, the green ones, and I'll leave, like I say, leave this for a few hours, and that should be nice and strong. So while the glue's drying on this project, let me show you a project I made last week, which is a hobby horse stables for my friend's daughter. I made it without any plans. I just popped the radio on and just enjoyed myself for a few hours. This is the sort of thing I do enjoy doing. I think it turned out okay. And I've got more detailed photos of it being built on my Instagram account if you're interested. And let me know if you'd like me to make something like this in a future video. Anyway, back to taking the clamps off and then just doing a final sand of the cabinet before I then think about how I'm going to mount it to the wall. And I decided to use these little cabinet brass hangers, which I'll just need to chisel out a rebate for them to sit in, so that the whole unit sits nice and flush against the wall. They're quite tall with the raised pieces on them, so I have to go quite deep, a good 3 mil or so. But once that's all chiselled out, then I can fix them in and ready to finish. The finish I decided was something that wouldn't take away the pale colour, so that's Libyan hard wax oil, and that's not going to discolour it. I quite like the light shade of the wood, so I'm just showing you one coat here, but I ended up putting 3 coats on, just denibbing between each coat just to keep it nice and smooth. And that's just the separate shelf, by the way, which is now in the background. Now onto the unit. Well, if you're still here, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I'll post more videos in the future. If you've got any suggestions of what you'd like me to make, just feel free to leave a comment. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share. See you soon. Bye.